Hi and welcome to English122 Online from NBCC. My name's Chris Smith and I'll be your instructor in this course. Now, my purpose in this short welcome video is to tell you a little bit about myself, a bit about the course and how it works. In addition, we'll talk about expectations, both what I expect of you and what you can expect of me. We'll talk about some of the other documents that you'll find in this course information section and how you can contact me. So first of all, as I say, my name's Chris Smith. I've been teaching here at the New Brunswick Community College since 1989, teaching various things. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in English literature, as well as a bachelor's degree of education, and I've taught this course many times in the classroom and online. So the way that this course is organized is it's divided into 18 weeks. When you log in, you'll see some links on the home page. You see course information, which is how you got to this video. You see modules and library. And modules is where you'll spend most of your time. So you log in, you click on modules, and each week there will be a folder released. And it will say like the week 1 folder. So the week 1 folder has been released now. And next week the week 2 folder will be released. You click on the folder for that week, and I'm trying to keep you paced is what I'm trying to do. Okay? So, inside the week 1 folder, you'll find one or more online learning modules or lessons and a recorded lecture. So, what you'll do is use all of those resources for that week. Each of the online modules, the exploration section, you really want to spend some time with that, because that's going to include links to other online resources, videos, things that you can read, downloads, practice exercises, all kinds of stuff that's part of the lesson. Okay, you need to do that. There are self-tests, and there will be activities or assignments, okay, for each module or each lesson. Things that you can do. Okay, and that's like, those modules are like the readings and the practice exercises and the handouts and things like that that you would get in the classroom. Also, you're going to have an online lecture each week, okay? And the online lecture is like what the instructor says in the classroom. Just want to warn you that the online lectures are pretty long, 45 minutes, an hour, sometimes more for each one. Okay, so you want to have some time before you sit down to do them. Alright, so let's talk about time commitments and what I expect. Let's talk about expectations. First of all, I expect you to do your work every week. You can expect to spend 10 to 15 hours per week on this course, and you really will. Okay? And maybe that doesn't sound like much until you think, that's 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay, now it sounds like a lot, and it is. But it's not more than you would spend in a regular classroom. Like in a regular classroom, you'd be coming to class every day. You're spending an hour to an hour and a half every day in the class. Then you're going home, you're doing your reading, you're doing your homework, you're doing your class preparation, you're doing your assignments. You're spending 2 or 3 hours a day, okay, in order to do a good job. That's what you're doing in class and online. It's no different. Now I know that when you're working on your own from home, it's hard. And there will be things that arise that interfere. And I understand that. I did my master's degree at home with a full-time job and a family with 3 kids, okay? So I understand what you're going through. But you still have to find the time to do it. And it's only for a short period of time, but it's worth it. So, all your work, I expect you to do it every week. I expect you to submit your assignments on time. And again, the due dates that I'm giving are largely for you. And you can't afford to fall behind. What happens when people fall behind is either they get so far behind they feel they'll never catch up and they quit, or because they haven't been doing the work all along, their skills aren't getting better and they don't pass. Also, finally, I expect your work to be original. Okay? So no plagiarism, and I want to address this right now. Plagiarism is when you present work that is not your own as if it was. And the most common thing is that you'll be doing an essay or an assignment, and you look something up on the internet, and you go to the website, and you find some good sources, and you copy the stuff, and you paste it into a document, and you change some of the words. But it's not really your work. Okay, that's not acceptable. It's fine to look at other sources. It's fine to discuss things with people. I expect you to do those things. Look at lots of sources. But the purpose is to look at them to help stimulate your ideas. Okay? To help stimulate your ideas. They're still your thinking about it, your ideas, your essay, your writing. Okay? And just so you know, when you submit some of your assignments online, our database will search the internet automatically and compare your work with other sources, other websites that are out there. And it'll tell me if you've submitted something that came from somewhere else. And it'll tell me if it's not your work, and I'll just send it back and you have to do it again. Okay, so your work needs to be original. Now, what can you expect from me? You can expect me to mark your work quickly. I will do it all. I will mark everything and have it back to you within a week. You can expect me to answer your questions. Although you are studying on your own, you also have an instructor, and that's me. And my job is to answer your questions. So do not hesitate to contact me if you have a question, if you have a problem, or you just want to talk about stuff, okay? Email me, or call me, or make an appointment and come see me. Not a problem. As often as you want. In my experience, the students who contact me are the ones who are successful, okay? You can also expect me to prepare you for the exam, okay? And unfortunately, that means I'm tough, all right? And this course is tough. I'm a hard marker, and the course is a lot of work. But it's not that I'm trying to be mean. I'm not, okay? It's a fairly hard exam. It's a fairly challenging exam. And my job is to prepare you for the final exam, for the provincial exam. And I'll do that. And my students tend to do quite well. So it's going to be tough. You're going to be frustrated. You may not get quite the level of marks that you want. But keep striving for it. Okay? Generally, my students do quite well on the exam. And I want to tell you that actually, so far, I've only had one student ever since 1989 who has done all the work and handed all of the assignments in on time, really done his best, who did not end up getting a passing class mark. Okay, so if you do the work, hand the stuff in, you will get a passing class mark. And as I say, there's no guarantees, but generally my students are well prepared for the exam. Other things, other documents that are in this course information section. First of all, there's a course outline. You'll see that it says that, it doesn't really give a detailed breakdown. It just says that this course meets the outcomes of the Department of Education of New Brunswick. That means that we cover poetry, we do a novel, which is Great Expectations in this case, just like you would in the school system. We do a Shakespearean play, which is Hamlet. You'll also see a breakdown of the marks. You'll see that 40% is tests and assignments. So altogether the tests and assignments are worth 40% of your final mark. You will have a midterm, which is worth 10% of your final mark. You'll also have a final exam for me, which you'll do online, and that's worth 10% of your final mark. Okay, so all of this adds up to 60. You will have a provincial exam that is worth 40% of your final mark. You must score at least 50% on the provincial exam to pass the course, and 60% overall with the combination of your class mark and your provincial exam mark to pass the course. And the provincial exams are written in person, not online. You'll also find here a course assignment schedule, which tells you what lessons you should do when, and when assignments are due. And you'll find an exam specification which outlines what's on the provincial exam and how much it's worth. Alright, so finally contacting me. The best way to contact me is by email or by phone. If I'm not there, because I hope you understand I do have other courses that I have to teach as well and other responsibilities, so I may not answer right away, but I always will answer, okay? And as soon as I can, please feel free to contact me. Really, I have seen that there is a direct connection between communicating with me and sticking it out and completing the course. You will reach a frustration point halfway through or a little bit more. I really encourage you to push on through. The students who do are generally successful, and it's worth it in helping you to achieve your goals.